revolution, through a revolution of ideas, a revolution of values, a radical revolution of values is what we need in Kenya. What our fathers were fighting for was never realized. That is why we are encountering all these problems, because they lied to us, because they betray the freedom cause that our fathers were fighting for. The history that we have been taught is a lie. All that we have been taught is a lie. All that we have been taught about life, about government, about the church, about everything you know about life is a lie. About education. What is the purpose of education if it cannot save humanity? If it cannot save the world? What is the purpose of the religion if the religion cannot give us practical solutions to the problems of the day? What I'm saying is, we the people who must unite and say enough is enough. Justice is not charity. It is not given by the powerful to the powerless. But justice will be realized, or can only be realized, when the oppressed people, when the dehumanized masses stand up and say that enough is enough, and they stand up to fight for what, or to reclaim what has been stolen from them. The politicians in Africa, the politicians in Kenya do not have any plan for this country. Let me tell you the truth. They don't have any plan for you. They don't have any plan for the poor people, for the masses. Their only plan is to loot and loot and loot and steal. And you can see what is happening. I've been telling people that corruption is bad as colonialism. It is even worse than colonialism itself. That is why African nations are poor. Africa has so many resources. Look at the case of Congo. The Congo where this Ebola is killing people. Congo has a lot of resources. Nigeria, they have oil. Kenya, I know we have resources. In Laikipia, but they are coming to build the dam facility. But those resources do not benefit Kenyans. They do not benefit us. Why? Because we are still being colonized. Because our economy is still in the hands of the IMF, the World Bank, and those foreign corporations that control the economies of the world. There is capitalism for you. Capitalism is the system, the current system of governance. And it's the system that replaced colonialism. And colonialism was a system that replaced slavery. Slavery never really ended. We are still slaves in our land. That is why you see our politicians selling us for money. They are like Judas. Remember Judas Iscariot? He sold Christ for money. For a pence, for 30 pence. That is also what happened to Kimathi. And other freedom fighters in Kenya. They were betrayed by their own people. They were enemies of Africa. They were enemies of the black man. There's the black man himself. Yes, you yourself are your own enemy. It's not even the police. It's not even the government. It's you. Self-hatred is the worst thing that the African inherited from colonialism. Yes, we hate ourselves. We hate our brothers and sisters. Yet we call ourselves human beings. I mean, I wonder how so many people are being killed every day in Kenya and other African nations. Why should a black man kill his own fellow black man? A black Africa exploiting or oppressing his own fellow black man, like our politicians do, like our leaders do, is colonial brainwashing. Our leaders are nothing but puppets. They are stooges. Yes, of the West. The colonialist never really left. He used to be with us. But now he is wearing a black skin. Yes. The colonialist never left Africa. He left through the front door. He came back through the back door. But we were one. There was one leader of Zambia, the vice president of Zambia from 1978 to 1980, who was called Simon Kapwepwe. And he said that unless Or rather, if we do not handle our independence well, colonialists will come back as investors. That's what is happening to Africa. That's why even our women, our girls, after our politicians destroy our economy by stealing everything, then they tell our women to go to Middle East. They open agencies. Most of the agencies that take our young women to Middle East, where they are killed, where they are raped, where they are treated like dogs. In Saudi Arabia, those agencies are owned by the people you call your leaders. They are owned by the political class. They are owned by the politicians. No politicians is coming to save you. No politicians will save you, my people. It will not happen, it will never happen. Like Dube said, do not follow politicians. You will not gain anything from them. Now, I'm telling you the truth, but you won't listen to me. You won't even follow up. Let's see what we can do about it. Because I'm poor. Because I don't come from the rich families. Because I'm not popular. Because I'm just another lesser Kenyan. But let me tell you the truth. Changing this country will not come from the State House.
Yes,
it will not come from Parliament.
No way.
It will not come from our courts or our judicial system.
It will come from us.
Changing this country will come from the people. The streets, the people who are in the streets. The streets are powerful. True justice. Let me tell you about true justice. True justice is to be found in the hearts of men. Yes. True justice is to be found in the hearts of men. And if it dies there, no court of law, however well constituted, no constitution, however well written, no man, however well educated, can be able to revive it. Justice will have come from our hearts.
Yes.
We are human beings, created in the image of God. We can do wonders if only we come together and unite. We put aside all the negative things that divide us, that the political class used to divide the poor people of Africa. That is politics. Politics is a game of lies. That is why it encourages pathological liars. All politicians rise to power through lying to the people or inciting one tribe against another tribe. And you can see it happening now. Let me tell you, when you see the politicians come and stand before you, the so-called politics of populism, do you even see them saying anything? I myself, I see them speaking nonsense, rubbish. Because these people are corrupt. These people have no humanity left in them. In fact, these people are not human anymore. They are beasts. They are vampires who survive on human blood. That is why we must shed blood every election year. They get into power through the blood of the innocent people. You saw it happen in Uganda. You saw it happen in Tanzania. And you know, I cried when I saw that. You know, I was so sad when I saw that. Because how long shall we Africans continue killing one another just for power's sake? How long, ma'am? Just tell me, how long shall we continue dying for the sake of power? So that one person can get into power and continue dominating 60 million of people, or 50 million of people, or 100 million, because Africa should be one in fact. Yes, the population of Africa is so huge that if Africans will one day come together and unite, then we'll be bring down the artificial borders that were put there by the Europeans. Africa must unite. Africa will become free that day. Marcus Garvey said, the problem of Africa for the last 700 years or so has been the problem of disunity. So now I'm telling you, I'm throwing this to you, Kenyans, Africans, there's no other way out for us. There's no choice for us other than unite. Uniting in a unity of purpose, coming together rather in a unity of purpose. I've told you, ever since I started coming into the streets, that tribalism is a curse of Africa. Yes. Tribalism is the curse of Africa. Tribalism is the greatest undoing of Africa. Tribalism is a disease of the mind. Tribalism is a state of the mind. Tribalism is a ploy which politicians use to perpetuate themselves in power. Yes, come together. But come together and resist. We are human beings after all. We are human beings. We are human beings, Kenyans. But we have been treated like children of a lesser God in our own country. We have been treated like dogs in our own country. That's why the police kill us and they don't show any remorse. That's why police kill us and they are never prosecuted in our courts of law. Why? Because our courts of law still use colonial laws or colonial time laws. Unless we resist, there will be no way out, Kenyans. Unless we come together and unite and say enough is enough, there will be no way out. We cannot allow one man to decide the fate of more than 60 million Kenyans. How we have allowed that to happen escapes me.